Hey everyone. Well, it's February flush day. Okay, so this one is more with the paper towel rolls, but you can make them with your paper, I'm sorry, toilet paper rolls as well. They're just smaller, and to me they were a little thick. But this is what inspired it. I'm holding it funny because look, it glares if I hold it flat. This came not so much in junk mail as a Walmart pickup. They gave us this little bag of free sample stuff. And when I saw this packet, look at that. Isn't that cool? And it's got this little point and just tucks down in there. And I've held on to this for weeks waiting for this. I love this so much. And a paper towel roll is perfect for it. Absolutely perfect. It's not wide. It's exactly the width. Let's cut one here. It's exactly the width. And just a tip on when you're cutting your rolls, try to steer away from where the point is so that you don't have to worry about gluing that. There's a little hole in that part. That's not going to matter. I will ink it up and it'll look good and grungy. Okay, so I just cut it open. And just kind of roll it back against itself so that it lays a little flatter. I'm just going to show you quickly here how to make it, and then I'll show you some of the different ways that I've done it. Now, I did spray it with the hand sanitizer. You don't need hand sanitizer. You can use water. These are paper towel rollers, and usually your hands aren't too bad in the kitchen. Well, they might be. And then I just, like I said, I just roll it again against itself to kind of flatten it. You could put these underneath something to flatten them. You don't have to do this. I'm doing it because I'm in a hurry. Not in a hurry, but I mean, for the sake of the video, I'm trying to do it a little quicker. Okay, so as you can see, they're the perfect width of this thing. The only thing is, this has, if you can see down in there, it has little hinges, like so that it will pull open. But I have found on the paper towel rolls, they're forgiving enough. This is a soft enough cardboard or whatever, that it really doesn't need that. And what I'm making these for, my plan for making them was for Valentine's Day. Let me show you what I was going to do. Well, I'll show you how to make it first. So then I just folded up my flap however big I wanted it, and I like that number, so I'm going to fold this in. However big you want it, doesn't matter. Whatever size flap you want. And I burnished it. And I'll probably just trim that off versus trying to glue it back down. There we go. And then just fold the top over. Pretty much even. I've left a little bit. I leave just a tiny bit. You can see that. You don't have to. I think you could fold it flush and it's still going to work just fine. Because I think some of mine I did fold flush and I didn't have any trouble with any of them. Okay. So now, this is the kind of crude part. You can do this any way you want. You can make it as precise as you want. I'm not precise, so this is how I did it. Just took my ruler and I drew with a pencil on this side about a ½ inch and on this side about ½ inch. It doesn't matter if those lines are exact. And that's all I drew. But you can make the point. You can go ahead and do like this. From that point, make your triangle. Whoops. Hang on to your pencil. And from this point, you can make your triangle, or from the end of this line, like that. You could do that if you wanted to. I've just been, and I did it first, but then I just got where I was just cutting it, because I realized it didn't have to be exact. And then cut that out, what you just drew. And there's your point. Now, I didn't like that pointy point, so I clip it off. Just with my corner rounder or whatever, it doesn't matter. That's not quite enough, so I'm going to use this to flatten it off. I want it bigger than that. There we go. I like that. Now, while it's folded down, I draw the edge of that onto the bottom. And I'm going to erase the top where I made my marks. If you have any pencil. And then, see, I've drawn these two lines on the bottom. You see where I've drawn my two lines? So I'm going to unfold it, take my box knife, and cut only between those two lines. Like that. And erase my lines again. Fold it back up. Put your little piece in there. And there it is. How cool is that? How cool and easy. How easy is that? And there's the possibilities on this are just insane. Oh, what's happening here? Look at this. First one did, and it's not going to work. Okay, well, oh, look. My little, where the line is, was catching because it's not glued down on the back. So I'm going to glue that down where it doesn't catch. That's what the holdup was. Okay, so I was going to show you some that I've done. Now it should just slip right out. Isn't that cool? I love that so much. So this is what I've done, and I wanted to use them. Here I've done one that was a toilet paper roll. There it comes back on that. And I thought it would make a good, like a pocket. You could glue it down, put in your tag, and then on the front side, if you didn't do all this painting, or you could put a piece of paper, tea-dyed paper, whatever. And so this pocket now will open up, and you can have a secret hiding or a secret writing spot. You'll just want to be careful when you glue down the sides. Probably only glue on the edge so that your little piece don't get cut. You could also trim this down, which I'm going to. That's a little long. And then you don't have so much coming on the back like that. Now this is because I didn't make a pocket out of this one. That's why that's showing. Because I did make one pocket size. Here it is, but it's very thick. And I imagine if you put it underneath something where it could flatten for a while, it would be a lot better. I just didn't do that yet. But you can certainly do them with a toilet paper roll. You could also glue some together, sew some together, and make it longer. So that was, and I just sprayed this one with Distress inks, did a little stamping, and that's my pocket. I love that. This one, I did it on this side because I didn't want to cut into the words. Did some sprayed Distress inks, did some stamping. And when I sewed around this one, I sewed like that it was shut. And I thought that looked neat. Like that. But you don't have to sew across that little flippy flap at all. Open it up, put things in your pocket. I think it'd look good to have one of those postcards or some grungy tags. You could make this a notebook, put some grungy papers, and you also have a little tuck spot. You can make it a journal. Really, I mean, it's heavy enough to make it a small journal. I love that. Now, here is why I made them. Shout out to Ann Kinlan. I loved her wonky hearts. Love them. I am going to, this one, you can see I just kind of drew a splat. And then I did some stamping. And this is going to be for Sophia. She loves things like this. And this is what I'm going to do with it. I got some candy at the Dollar Tree that wasn't $1. And I thought I could just put that in here. Like so. Little sucker. You set them kind of sideways, they fit down in there like that. And then I just close it up. And it's a cool little package to mail to her. It's flat on this side, but I have that little candy bar thing in this side, so it's, you know, it won't be a totally flat package, but I loved it. I thought it was so cute, and I think that she's going to love it to open it up and see the candy. But that's what I'm going to do for them. Valentine's isn't a huge, expensive deal for us because I got all this candy enough, you know, for all of them except Navy. And Navy, you win his heart by mini M&Ms or chocolate chips. So he's not getting this stuff. But for $4, well, no, $4.75, $5, less than $5, all four of them are getting, you know, I think a pretty cool Valentine card. And I did this part with metallic markers. I just colored that, but then I stamped the rest of it. And I thought that turned out neat. And that's what I'm going to do is put the candy in there. But back to Anne. My whole life I've drawn really fat hearts, you know, big and fat. And then I saw Anne's tutorial on these hearts. And I loved how she made hers tall and skinny. So that's what I did. I took some papers that Jack and Sophia had drawn while they were here back last summer. And I took those papers and I've cut these hearts. And I think what I'm going to do, I have lots of pictures of them, but they're on my phone. So as long as I can get to town fairly quickly and have them printed off, I'm going to put Sophia's picture under hers, and I'll put Jack's underneath his, and I'll do the little interlinking like she did. Even though I've sewn around these, I still think I can do that. And I will link her video because it is, I just love it. And I'm going to revisit this, not just because of the hearts. I just think there's so many different ways we can do it. Squares and circles and any shape you want. We can make really cool pages, pockets, whatever with those. But all I did on mine was I folded it over my paper and I drew on the back side so that if I wasn't happy with how I drew it, I could always change it. Drew my half a heart. And then cut it out. And I didn't really cut on my line usually because I knew I didn't like how I drew it. So I would just cut. You don't have to erase it because this side isn't going to show. But I liked her way of making a pretty deep cleft and tall and skinny. So there's her heart. And how I did it while it was closed is I just went ahead and cut the inside out. She has a different way of doing it, so check that out. It might be something that works better for you how she done it. I am not good with a box cutter or any other sharp tool, and I'm not putting myself down. I'm just stating facts. And then I do it, cut out that middle heart, and so you have this beautiful heart that you get to work with. And here's your other heart. And it doesn't matter that it's folded because when you glue it down, you're not going to see those seams. And then I inked around them. And I know this video isn't supposed to be about these hearts, but I want to show you how I made them because they're going to be, they're kind of the purpose I made these was to, like I say, make these little valentines for the kids. So while it's, I just folded it the opposite way. where my paint's showing now. And I just held it together because this is kind of flimsy. This paper that they used was not cardstock. It was just regular copy paper. And then I just inked around it. And the inside too. My hands always look like I haven't taken a bath for weeks. I actually even did dishes today. You'd never know it. I have so much ink on them. I did the dishes after I made all of those. And still have ink. Now I'm getting my thumb all red. You could line this. You could take your markers and go around it to, define it even more with a red marker if you don't have red ink like this, or any whatever color you want. I think these would be great for grungy too. And then there's your heart. Isn't that neat? How easy is that? So I sewed them out around 2 of them that I'm gonna put, I think, on Sophia's. But now I'm in a quandary because I don't know if I want to put them on top of the paint splat. What I thought I would do was put her name in the paint splat. Just type or write Sophia in markers. Maybe I'll put the hearts on the back and her picture like that. Yeah, let's do that. Because I want to incorporate the hearts somehow. And Anne just clipped hers. And then she put tape to hold it back together. I love this. Gosh, this is cute. And I'm just going to just glue it like I had it, like this. Move that a little bit. I can move it over. And I don't know if I'm going to glue it down yet, because if I do get her picture made, I want it to fit inside of there. Of course, I could just glue the, and then fit it underneath. But I think that's where I'm going with that. Isn't that cute? And then have her little picture there. And then there'll be candy on the inside. But I think this is a great way, a fast, easy way. We can use this, like I said, for our journals. This would be great to tuck in because this one's really flat. This is the paper towel. And even on the toilet paper, if you don't make the pocket, it's really flat. And even if you do make the pocket, you could set it underneath something, run it through your embossing machine without anything in it just to flatten it out. I didn't do that. But I hope you like this idea. And like I said, thank you, Anne. This is a great, great idea. I can't wait to revisit it and make some different shapes and do different things. I'm even thinking of some fabric. Oh, there's so much I want to do with that. So I hope you like this quick, easy February flush. Let me know what ideas you have. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.